All right, cool. Welcome to tonight's team call, you guys. It is Wednesday, January 10th of 2018. This is Team Living Healthy and Fit team call. We are going to be talking about social power hours and a power hour to kind of get everything in that 1 hour, if that's all you have on a certain day to work your business, or that's all you're working your business to get started. Before we dive into that, I do want to go over a couple of things and have a couple of announcements for you all. So announcement number one is we have some new ladies that have joined our team. So would love to welcome Carrie Sheldon and Laura Dukes. Super excited for them to be a part of our team. They have been in our team challenge groups for some time, so you probably have seen them around and they are rocking it. And now they are joining the coaching opportunities. I'm super excited for that. I'm super excited for how we wrapped up 2017, you guys. We did really well pushing to the end. We had Katie Potridge and Katie Heckard advance to Emerald at the end of the year, and that's super exciting. And that means that you guys didn't just throw in the towel because it was the end of the year and it was the holidays and things were crazy. You guys kept your momentum, you kept focused, and you kept working toward your goals. So I'm super proud of you all for that. A couple other announcements quick is we do have Autumn's coaching test group that is starting on Monday the 15th. So hopefully you have already been accepted into that group. If you're being a part of that group, hopefully you are checking out the live feeds. Right before you guys jumped on, I was listening to Brittany Leggett. Her before and after was the main one that I was sharing. She was the mom that had just had her baby and was still breastfeeding and got awesome freaking results and had abs at the end of the 80 days of obsession. She was live in the coaching test group. So I'm going to go back and listen to her because she had the cool aunt tips is what she was calling them. Instead of Autumn being the mom and kind of cracking down and giving us some tough love, she was trying to give some advice on how to kind of manage all the chaos of this newness. Okay, so make sure you check that out. If you haven't yet been accepted into the group, let me know so that we can make sure that you are in that and you are ready to go on Monday. And if you haven't yet looked at the meal plan, girls, welcome something new into your life. Okay, if you've been following the 21-day fix, like I haven't totally gotten into the 80 days of 80 days of obsession meal plan. I printed it off and glanced over it, but I've been following the little obsessed version and, like following the workout block basically, and then following my containers for the rest of the day. And if you've done the 21-day fix or you've been using the portion containers, it's really not that much different, but it's enough different that it's uncomfortable, right? It's change. Embrace that change, okay? And be excited that that is going to bring change within your results, the change within how you feel, okay? Rather than kind of feeling overwhelmed with it, let's embrace it and say, you know what? I'm going to do my best. I'm going to follow what Autumn says, and I'm going to trust the process and know that she knows what she's doing and that this program is going to give me awesome results and I'm going to feel really good. Okay. So we have that. That's starting on the 15th. And then our team test group. So that's where all of you girls will be invited. If you have challengers that are doing the 80 days of obsession, they will also be invited into that group. We start prepping on the 15th. But we don't actually start day one until the 22nd. So I want that to be clear. We are going to do a full week of prepping. What does a meal plan look like? How can you create a meal plan? Helping them to get comfortable with the program, because I know that for myself, I have a couple new girls that have never followed the portion system before. So we need to make sure that they are comfortable with it, and we really take some time to dive into the program and lay it out, just like Autumn is doing for us this week and then starting on Monday. Does that make sense? So our test group is going to kick off prepping on the 15th, and then we'll actually start day one with our challengers on the 22nd, okay? So, hey, baby. So tonight's topic is talking about the social power hour and your inviting or your productive power hour. And if you were at the Super Sunday, which I know a few of you were, Meg talked a little bit about the social power hour. She talked more in detail about how she works that power hour. And I'm going to give you kind of an overview of how I would work a social power hour, especially as a new coach. But not in the detail that Meg did. Like, she told you step by step what you should be doing, right? I'm going to give you some basic guidelines to help you have a little bit of structure and to help you create that routine. Okay. Good night. Go up and get a shower. Sorry, just getting home from hockey as always. So, okay. So that social power hour is something that I encourage you to do 1 to 2 times a week. And if you find yourself not having people to invite to join you, it's because we're not having enough conversations. We're not building enough relationships. And so while our typical or our working power hour that is in our team page has you connecting with people and has you building relationships and reaching out to new people every day, the social power hour is going to really help you to connect on a deeper level. Does that make sense? So that you can really build that trust and those relationships. So it's not, as a newer coach, if you have that fear of inviting, you're not fearful or it doesn't seem icky or salesy or awkward. You have that connection and it comes really easily. And you just say, hey girl, you know what? I don't know if this is for you or not, but I've just loved getting to know you, and we have a lot in common, and I would love for you to join my girlfriends and I in this upcoming nutrition and fitness group. I think you would really fit in. You would have a really great time, and I would love for you to be a part of that. Is that something you would like to be a part of? It just makes the invite roll so much more easily when you genuinely know that person or you have genuinely built that relationship, okay? So I'm going to go through the block of 60 minutes for your social power hour, and then we'll talk about a quote-unquote traditional power hour. So again, like I said, we want to be working the social power hour 1 to 2 times a week so we can really connect and build those relationships, okay? So the first block of 10 minutes, and it literally, you guys, when I work a power hour, I set a timer on my phone so that it keeps me focused. And if you have more time at the end, you can always go back and work on one of these tasks more, but keep yourself structured. And when that timer goes off, move on to the next thing. So that way you don't get stuck in just one conversation or just doing one thing, okay? So the first 10 minutes, you're going to add to your network. Okay. Now, adding to your network, that can be on Facebook, that can be on Instagram. I personally, and as far as adding to my network, am doing more of that on Instagram right now. It seems to be more welcoming. It seems to be more friendly. The conversations seem to flow more easily. Where Facebook, sometimes people can kind of go, why are you friend requesting me? They're just kind of more shut down. But I've had great success in connecting with people on Facebook as well. So I'm going to give you a couple tips on how you can add to your network on Facebook. And then I'm going to give you a couple quick tips on how you can add to your network on Instagram. Okay. So one way that I do it on Facebook is I will actually go to some of my friends who I really like and who I admire, or we have similar interests and things like that, and they're not a coach, okay, I will go to their friends list and I will pick 3 people from that list that I'm not already friends with, and I will shoot them a friend request, okay? I'm typically looking for somebody who maybe has a fitness picture, or it's a mom with her kids, or it's just a woman who has a nice profile picture of herself. I don't spend a lot of time or a lot of thought here because I'm only doing this for 10 minutes. And I aim to send 25 to 30 requests when I'm doing it through Facebook. Okay, so it's really pretty quick. I'm scanning, I'm clicking send friend request, send friend request, send friend request. Then I go to another friends list. Okay, that's the main way that I do it. You can also go to your suggested friends list. You all have seen that, right? Where you have the suggested friends and it gives you so many people. I wasn't having great success there. A lot of those are MLMs or people I just really don't care to connect with and have nothing in common with. Where if I pick one of my good friends or somebody that I relate to, they're generally going to have friends that I'm going to relate to, right? Because we tend to attract who we are like or who we are. So you can do it that way, but I don't have great success that way, or I haven't, so I don't do it that way anymore. You can also become a part of Facebook groups. And I would do things that are specific to your niche, not Beachbody groups, not necessarily nutrition and fitness groups, not necessarily clean eating groups, because a lot of those groups are going to be filled with coaches or prospecting, okay? You want to find, like Katie, I'm seeing your face. So German Shepherd groups, or Doberman groups, or mommy of 3 boys, or you know, there's just so many different night shift nurse, or music, Amanda, because you guys have a music store. I'm sure that there's something that you can find groups of these things that you relate to, that you're going to be able to connect and make friends with people who you can have good conversations with, right? That you have something in common to talk about. I will say that takes more time, because you don't want to just go into the group and start friend requesting people. You have to go into the group. You have to participate in the group. You have to start building connections and then send friend requests. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a little disclaimer in here for Facebook friend requesting. So if you were at Super Sunday, you heard them talking about being put in Facebook jail, right? So the way that you avoid doing that is not just sending a ton of requests in one day, okay? But the second thing is you delete the ones that aren't accepted. And as long as you do that, then so far, knock on wood, I haven't been put in Facebook jail, because I'm not just going out there and blasting a bunch of requests. And once a week, usually on a Monday, once a week, I will go in and delete the ones that have not yet accepted, because I don't typically send any friend requests on Saturday or Sunday. So what does that do? The friend request that I sent Monday through Friday, that gives them a couple days to either accept or ignore me. And then if they haven't accepted by Monday, then I know they're not interested or they're not active on Facebook, right? So the way that you do that is to go to, when you have that little icon of the people at the top and it says like suggested friends. Actually, I need to do mine, but I can screen share. And I will show you, because it's really easy. So you just go to this little guy. Well, not that guy. This little guy. Click see all. And see where right here. I have no new friend requests, but you can click here and see view sent requests. Click view sent requests. Hover over this. Cancel request. It takes a little bit of time because you can only do one at a time. Cancel request. Does that make sense? So you can go in there very easily and delete them once a week so that you don't have an overabundance of all these friend requests and it makes it look like you're spamming people because nobody's accepting, or if you're sending 30 requests and 5 to 10 people accept, that's great. That's great. That's what we're looking for. But if you have 20 to 25 every day that don't accept and that builds up over time, that's when you get yourself into trouble. Okay? Does that make sense? So if you do it that way, just make sure once a week you're making it, maybe you do it on Sundays, whatever works for you, pick one day that you're going in and you're clearing those out, okay? Now, Two ways that I personally add to my network on Instagram, if you're using Instagram, is the first way is I search hashtags that pertain to me, that are my niche. Sometimes these you can be a little bit more broad. I like clean eats, peanut butter lover. I do Doberman mom, boy mom, and those tend to be pretty saturated with coaches. So you want to try and make sure that it's something like, think back to that color wheel. What are 12 things that make you who you are outside of Beachbody? Pick those things and search those hashtags. Just go through the pictures, and if you find a picture that you like, click on it. If it looks like they're somebody who you would connect with and you like some of their pictures, I like a couple, I'll comment on one or two, and then I'll just hit follow, and then I add them to my list, and then I'll go back to their page in about a week and follow, just kind of check them out again so that they see me commenting on their things. Okay. So that's the first way on Instagram. The second way is to go to either somebody who's following you or a page that you like. Like today I went to peanut butter something of IG. Click on the followers of that. And if it's something that you like if you're a peanut butter lover too, the people who are following that page are peanut butter lovers, right? So you click on the followers of that page and you can go through the, basically their friends list and see who you connect with off of that. Okay. So those are two ways that you can look for people in your niche and people that you want to connect with and start building and growing relationships with on Instagram. Okay. I'm not going to go this into detail on every single thing that we talk about, but we have a lot of new girls, and adding to your network, you guys, is so important. Okay. I made the big mistake of, I had 1,200 or something friends when I started coaching. And I made the big mistake of, oh, well, I haven't reached all of them yet, so I don't need to add to my network. Well, guess what happened? I ran out of people to talk to because not all 1,200 people wanted my help, and I didn't relate to all 1,200 people because a lot of them are guys because they're guys from high school or friends of ours or whatever, and those aren't people that I'm going to try and help. If they ask me for help, yes, I would help, but that's not my niche. That's not who's going to relate to my story and who I really am going to be able to help, right? So to find your tribe, you need to tap into your niche, okay? So moving on from that, so 10 minutes adding to your network. The second block of time is 10 minutes, and that's liking and commenting on prospects' posts. Be intentional on your newsfeed. So Meg talked about that this weekend. Going in, we have to be social, right? There's a lot of times that we're like, don't go in your newsfeed because you get distracted and then you've lost an hour or whatever. Just be intentional. Know that you have 10 minutes. Go in there and like and comment in your newsfeed so that you're growing that relationship, because you don't want people just coming to you. That doesn't happen. We have to go out and be social and connect with them and comment on their things too. So make sure that you're doing that. Number 3 is 10 minutes messaging your challengers and connecting with your coaches. Okay. So, making sure that you're giving recognition, you're asking how your challengers are doing on a regular basis and touching base once a week so that they know you care and that you're not just showing up in the group, that you're actually still keeping that relationship going. I didn't do this when I first started coaching. I would just connect with them in the group and thought that was good enough. And sure, they still got results and it was a good experience. We want this to be a great experience. Right? It is our job as a coach. They invested in us and they trusted us to be their friend, to continue that relationship, not to just say, okay, you purchased from me, thanks for the commission, I'll plug you in a group and check in with you there. We have to continue to love on those people and grow that relationship. So make sure that you're connecting on a regular basis with your current customers and coaches. Okay? The next block of time is 15 minutes. And that's reaching out to those who have liked or commented on your posts. These people are already engaging with you, okay? They're already liking and connecting with the things that you're talking about and you're sharing. So it can be as simple as like, hey girl, I just wanted to reach out and say thank you so much for the love on my post the other day. Sometimes it's hard for me to share and be vulnerable, but I really appreciate your love and support. Or, hey girl, just wanted to say hey and see how things are going, and how's your week, or whatever. Just ask a question. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just something genuine that you're just connecting with those people. The last 15 minutes is for mass follow-up and clearing your inbox. Now, this is all open to interpretation, you guys. Make this work for you. I'm not saying that this is the only way to do it, but I will say I'm a very organized person, and I get crazy if I have a ton of notifications that are unread. I get crazy if I have a ton of emails that are unread, or messages in my inbox. So once a week, if not twice a week, but at least once a week, I will go in and completely clear out my inbox. So that means I start from the very bottom message. I respond to that person. If I need to follow up with them, I log it in my Teamsy, and then I work my way up. And if somebody responds back to me right away, cool, I'll get back to it. But I work from the bottom up, so that way I am getting back to the people who maybe messaged me a day or two ago and I just haven't gotten back to them yet. Okay? And you might say, well, I don't have that many conversations going. You will. Before you know it, you will have 30 and 40 people in your inbox, and you're going to go, I need a system for this. So just make it a habit now so that you stay on top of it and you keep yourself from getting overwhelmed. Okay? Okay, so 10 minutes was adding to your network, 10 minutes liking and commenting on prospects' posts and being intentional in our news feed, 10 minutes for messaging our challengers and coaches, connecting with them, 15 minutes to reaching out to those who have liked and commented on our posts, and the last 15 minutes for mass follow-up and clearing out our inbox. Okay? Cool. So the next block is going to be talking about a traditional power hour. So this is where we kind of do a little bit of everything in 1 hour if that's all we have to work for the day. Okay, maybe we're limited on time. Maybe you're a hobby coach at this point, and that's what you're working is an hour a day. These are the steps that I have found to work best to help you move your business forward and keep on task and utilize that 60 minutes to the best of our ability. Okay. So the first 5 minutes is wishing people happy birthday. And I send a message, and not to the guys. To the guys, I just literally say happy birthday. But to the women, I message them personally to say happy birthday to you, and it's got like the little confetti thing, and it says, I hope you're having an awesome start to your day, girl. Are you doing anything special to celebrate your day? Super simple, but it makes them feel special because I'm personally messaging them and I'm asking them a question to start a conversation. Okay? So 5 minutes for wishing people happy birthday. Number 2 is 10 minutes to add to your list. So we already talked about that, but this is remember our traditional power hour. We're kind of doing everything in one, right? 10 minutes to add to your list. The next block of time is 10 minutes to reach out to 3 to 5 new friends. So working off of our list. 15 minutes to follow up. So that's where, we're messaging people back in our inbox. Maybe we invited them to a challenge group and we want to follow back up with them, which I will talk a little bit more about here in a second. But 15 minutes to follow up with people. And then the last block of time is 20 minutes to invite at least 3 to 5 new people, with 1 to 2 of them being a coach invite. So every day we should be inviting at least 3 to 5 new people, and 1 to 2 of those invites inviting them into the coaching opportunity. Okay. Now, when I said follow up after an invite, this is not something I always used to do. And I don't remember, I listened to a call and they talked about, not, especially now with all the MLMs, do you guys ever just get a message and it's just like a copy paste, like, hey, would you like to try this? And then that's all you ever hear from them. You never get a, hey, like, how was your day? You don't get anything. Nothing at all. I actually have a customer who is in another MLM, and she never connects with me unless she has a question about her fitness and nutrition, or if she's selling something or something sounds special. There's never like a, hey girl, like, how's your week been? Like, nothing. So what I encourage you to do is when you send out an invite to somebody, 2 days later, reach back out. Put it on your follow-up list. 2 days later, reach back out to that person. And I don't say, hey, did you see my message? Or are you going to join me? I just say, hey girl, how's your day going? Or how's your week been? People get busy, you guys. People open their phones. Their kids have their phones. The message gets lost and then they don't see it. And we just automatically think, oh, they didn't care, or they're not interested, or whatever. And then we just forget about them. I can't tell you how many times I've said, hey girl, I hope you're having a good week. How are you? Something like that. And they'll be like, oh my God, I opened your message and I was leaving work and I just was super busy, or whatever, because life is busy. And they'll say, I would love to know more information about your group. It is our job to follow up, not theirs, right? So make sure you follow up. And I put that, I put 2 days after every coach invite, or any invite, that person is being followed up with within 2 days to reconnect. And because I want that person to know I'm not just selling them. I'm not just contacting them because I want to sell them a product. I want them to know that I genuinely care. I hope that they're having a good day. And I want them to feel that. I want them to know that I'm not just pushing a product. Okay? So with that said, we need to have a tracking system in place. And I know Meg briefly touched on this at the Super Sunday as well. It's something that we have to do to keep ourselves sane. I don't know about you guys, but like, don't you just, like, sometimes if you have a million things to do, it's just so much better to write it down on a piece of paper or put it in notes in your phone or have something to work off of and check it off, rather than like, oh my God, it's like your grocery list. You take a grocery list so you don't forget shit at the grocery store. It's the same thing. You have to have some sort of a tracking system. And up until I think July or August of last year, I used pen and paper, because that's what worked for me. Okay. It kept me structured. I had my paper. It was all in one spot. And if you go back into our old team calls from probably a year ago or something like that on YouTube, you'll find where I actually show you exactly how I wrote people's names down in my journal, because I had like a daytime planner that had a strip for every single day of the week. And when my book was open, it was one full week. Okay. And it'll show you how I did that. Some people just use a regular notebook. You might have to play around with it a little bit, but we have to have some sort of a system. And you can use Excel spreadsheets so that you can very easily go back and look, okay, this date I have to go back and follow up with so-and-so. If you're using a journal or like a daytime calendar, you can actually flip ahead and write that person's name down on when you're supposed to follow up on the date that you need to, so that you don't forget to do that. I personally use Teamzy. And Teamzy is amazing. It has completely changed my life with organization. And the kicker is I no longer have to carry around this journal that's this thick with my papers shoved in it. That's like a normal size, and it's that thick because it's got everything shoved in it. I don't have to take that with me when we go places. Everything is on my Teamzy account, and my Teamzy can be accessed from my phone. It can be accessed from the computer, and it just keeps everything in one place. Now, I don't want you to feel like that's the only option, because Teamzy is $30 a month. It is a business write-off, and you can do it for free for 30 days to try it out. You can upload all of your contacts from Facebook. You can actually request a spreadsheet from Facebook, and then you can very easily upload it right into your Teamzy account. But for me, that's been very, very helpful. I know that there's another program out there, and I believe it's free. You can do so many options on it for free. I never looked into it, but I believe it probably lays it out and tells you what the free version gives you and what the paid version gives you. But it's called Asana, and that's Asana, Asana, and it's an app that you can put on your phone. So that might be one to look at. And then I also know that Social Team Builder, who is actually who I got all my Facebook business page training through. They've actually recently created an app. It's Team Builder Connector or something like that. I just signed up for the 30-day free trial. They have an option. It's again a limited option from the $30 a month version, but it's $5 a month. And I guess you can actually do all your messaging and everything from that platform. You don't even have to sign into Facebook. You can do everything right from this platform. I haven't really looked at it too much, so I can't say it's great or I hate it or I'm neutral on it. I'm not a creature of, I'm very much a creature of habit. So since I love Teamzy and I know exactly, I can efficiently work my business through that, I just haven't made the time to look at the other one. But those give you a couple different options. And like I said, I used Paper for just over 5 years, you guys, with using the journals. And I still have all my journals so that I could go back and look at them. So hopefully that helps. The last thing I was going to just give you a couple tidbits was we need to post consistently 1 to 2 times a day, every day, with value, sharing our journey. We need to be active on social media, you guys. That's our storefront, okay? We need to be present on our storefront. And that's going to help us to create that reliability. It creates trust. It creates belief within us because we're sharing it publicly as well. And then the last thing is to, on those posts, engage with the comments. Even if you're just sending an emoji, like if somebody sends you an emoji and you send them a silly one back or something like that, make sure you're engaging with every person that comments. And if it starts to get a little bit deeper or they have a question, just simply say, hey, I'll shoot you a message, girl. You don't have to ask all the questions and get into the relationship or the message per se on your post. But you want to make sure that you're connecting with that person and acknowledging that they commented and engaged on your post. Plus, you get double benefit from that because you're not only responding and making them know that you are acknowledging them and that you appreciate their feedback, but you're also going to help boost your post into more news feeds. The more engagement you get on a post, the more Facebook goes, oh, people like her post. Let's put it into more feeds, okay? Because just because we have 1,000 friends doesn't mean even 1% of that is seeing our posts. And that can be kind of a harsh reality. That's why consistency is so incredibly important and why getting engagement, not just likes, getting engagement, comments, and having that back and forth is so vital to boosting your posts into more people's feeds to have a greater reach and connect with more people. Okay? Cool. I'm going to do girls have any questions? I'm going to switch it back to gallery view. Just unmute yourself if you have any questions, whether it's just a general question or if you have any questions about the power hour or anything.
I do have a question, Corey. Do you want us to start the 80-day obsession with Autumn if we're in the test group, or do you want us to wait to start it on January 22nd?
That's totally up to you. Whatever you're ready for, because it's your journey. I personally am starting with Autumn, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm ready. I want to do it, but because that gives me a week ahead of the challengers. I will know what they're going to be going through. When they have a question, I know what to expect because I'll be a week ahead of them. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. So whatever fits you, whatever you are ready for, but I personally will be starting on the 15th with my day one. Anybody else? No? Cool. So last thing I'll say really quick then, if you girls don't have any questions and I'll let you go, is if you go into our Team Living Healthy and Fit in the group on Facebook, and you click on photos, there is an album that says Power Hour Tasks, okay? And there's images on there that they're a little bit different than what I shared with you for the overall Power Hour that I shared tonight, just because I've morphed it as, you know, as time has gone on, I've morphed it a little bit here and there. But you can save those to your phone so that you know, like, okay, this is my Power Hour. These are my tasks. This is what I have to work towards. I also believe, I haven't looked recently, but I'm almost positive that I put Meg's Power Hour tracker sheets in our files tab. So check the files tab as well, because I'm almost positive that there are tracker sheets in there that you can print off and like check them off. If they're not, please somebody let me know if you look and you realize that they're not there, because I will make sure I get those uploaded. But I'm pretty sure I uploaded those a while ago. Okay. All right, cool. No more questions? All right, perfect. You girls rock. Thank you so much for being here and being on the call. I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I will let you all go except for Katie Heckard. She gets to stay with me. Good night, girls.